And we're live. Hello, everybody. Actually, I just suddenly had that. Have you ever had that brief thought where I thought, what pages have I pressed? I know. All right, so a big hello to everybody there. Nobody's appeared yet. We're on our own. We've like, what have you got? What's that you've got? Ooh.
Marks Spencer's raspberry Jaffa cakes and peach and passion fruit Jaffa cakes.
Oh, now those sound nice. Hello, Chantel's there. Hello, Chantel, Lorna Jones.
That's what when I pass it to John, and he's got a packet in his house, and he can like have one out of it. You know?
That's fine. We could just pass it along. So I go. Here you go, Claire. Here you go.
the same things.
I
don't have any chocolate.
You don't have any chocolate?
No, I've got is my e-cigarette.
Do you know, I'd forgotten, when we're talking about you not getting your jeans shut and that, I'd forgotten that you'd stopped smoking, John. It was Ben with me yesterday, and he said, but he stopped smoking. Of course he's going to eat more, and he's blaming the lockdown, but actually you've had the lockdown and stopped smoking. That's tough going.
What made you stop smoking?
You know what? I woke up one morning, I've stopped. I'm going to tell everybody this now. Hold on, I'm just going to fix this camera height because it's so at the wrong height. I'm using the wrong bloody camera. I'm on the camera on the computer. That's a bit better. I could see what's going on. So I woke up one morning and I just thought, I'm not really in the mood of a cigarette today. So I never had one. And I haven't been in the mood of one now since the 3rd of February. And when I want one, I keep saying to myself, I haven't stopped. If I want a fag, I'll go and have one. No one's going to say, oh, but John, you've stopped. If I want one, I'll have one. Because Erin still smokes. But I don't want one. But
do you feel
I want one.
Do you feel better for it?
No, I'm fat.
Well,
light a few candles, open a small bottle of wine, and work out.
I'm fat and an alcoholic.
We've just switched. Everybody's like, hello to the three amigos. Hi, Spratty. Hi, Claire. Spratty sounds is interrupting. All right. Oh.
Is my sound interrupting?
You sound a bit Dalek-y.
Oh, like a Dalek. Oh, he's always wanted to sound like a Dalek, haven't you? I know.
Like,
they will come to tell you. No way, you fat one, says Sharon Gardner. I agree.
Exactly. It's maybe, but John will notice. See, when you're slimmer, you notice when you put a few pounds on, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You do. How's that? Does my sound a bit better?
Well, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I could hear me fine.
Remember you did that program yesterday about the China Cup, when you were doing the cup and couldn't hear the cup, but we could hear your voice. It was sounding a bit like that as well. So you've not taken the background noise off, have you?
No, I don't have it switched on.
Somebody told me yesterday that you use something called Crisp or something that cuts out background noise. In fact, I've heard that. So have you turned that Crisp is off? And hello, Kathy, by the way. She's sneaking out to watch us, guys.
Claire Roy says that John looks better for it.
Yeah. I'm going
to go with Claire, right? John, stop smoking. You might have put a few extra pounds on, but maybe you were too skinny before, right? You've changed your hair color. You've actually evolved into a different guy.
Do you not agree that the older we get, the more gorgeous it ages us?
I noticed that. I was thinking that you're needing a touch up. That's what I was thinking. I know.
Tonight or today. We're on for an hour and a half, yeah?
Yeah.
So you and I, we both had, we all had clients before, so we've rushed. I brought down so many outfits. I think I'm going to change every time we go. But
oh my God. And the spray tan. I
know. Got it. So if I develop in front of your eyes, let me know. This is the darkest one they had.
Oh, you're not doing a Donald, are you? Have you noticed when you see Donald, he gets more orange by the day?
Right from there, and then that... that already though, can't you see?
Yeah. I thought you looked glowing, to be honest with you. I thought the lighting was looking spectacular. But now I understand that you've had a spray tan. That's what you
I'm going to make myself look tanned. Hold on
making
now.
us look pale, John, right?
There we go.
Oh,
We're
no. Right, that
Look, joggers.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'm looking who else is there. The word you're looking for is distinguished, John.
Yeah. Distinguished, that's it. I call John the silver fox with the silver hair. Yeah.
Sarah Crichton, the Three Supremes.
The 3 degrees I was thinking of. The 3 amigos Val said, right? But I think I like the 3 musketeers. They're funnier. Right?
Absolutely.
So how about everybody today? We've got Susan Milsom on, we've got Chloe Moore, a big hello to you, shout out to you. Mark has joined us. Somebody was watching us from work. Sarah Crichton is the 3 Supremes. Yeah, I just saw that. Adrienne Pope there, Andrea Scally, because we're also I'm streaming to YouTube as well at the moment, just to let you know.
Okay, can I kick off as a to do a threesome, the 3 of us, about something that somebody's commented on my page?
Did you hear that? Was that just me, or was I had selective hearing there?
It must be because I've got new films today.
Claire said something about threesome.
I didn't hear what you said there. No, what did you say? I did. I said this. We need to do a threesome for this problem. I mean, I don't know what you two are thinking.
It was a problem, right?
Yeah. What am I doing?
Hey.
Am I really orange yet?
Change the direction, John. I'll show everybody chocolate. That'll work.
Your new best friend.
What the hell?
Yeah. You know when you get your eyebrows plucked and you can't see because you're too old, you see these in Boots and on the internet. They're bloody brilliant. Just getting that bit. Yeah.
People are just going to hear the word threesome, and then you pick that up and you press the button on it, right? And it made a vibration sound.
It's an eyebrow. I'm about to give you somebody's problem who needs our help, so I really don't understand where your mind is going.
Well,
you can tell we're Scottish.
Exactly. I know John and I are sitting here going, did she really just say that?
I'm trying to hold it together, and I'm normally the worst.
We're regrouping, Claire. We're regrouping. That's what we're doing.
Jude Heron. If you see Jude Heron put a comment that worried me because Jude Heron is
yesterday. Yeah.
Like they've been selfish, ungrateful, and manipulative for cutting ties with their mum, who expected them to put their own needs and happiness before their own. Jude is attempted to apologize to her for wishing me dead and telling me I was unworthy of being loved because I refused to put her happiness and needs before my own. Jude is really struggling today with feeling like Jude needs to apologize to somebody who's mistreated them. So I really wanted to bring this up before I forgot.
Is this a child of hers?
Jude Heron might be watching soon. There you go, Jude Heron.
She was on yesterday. I remember seeing Jude's name pop up yesterday. Her daughter has cut her off.
Right, because the message that she posted, Jude, if you want to put a little message, I did want to make a special effort for us to, as a threesome, to get together, and 3 heads are better than 1, aren't they? And I just think that, you know, the first port of call anyway is if you go back to somebody and they're damaging you at time and time again, when do you say enough?
Right, so is it her daughter or son, or who's doing this to her?
I'll let Jude explain, because I think Jude knows now. Jude says, I can't stop crying, feel childish for crying. I'm watching. It's me. Jude and Jude's mum is watching, I think. So I don't know whether it tends to, but you did
cut my mum off.
Mm.
The mum has been playing up. Is it the mum?
I'm confused a little bit, but I just knew that Jude needed our help first. So,
right, okay, I'm shuffling the cards. Jude, hang in there.
I'm just fixing a light that was falling down.
Jeez. God, John, don't stand up any higher after the conversations we've had, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I know, because Claire will get too excited.
Exactly. She's closer to you than I am, John. Now she's eating. Look like she's.
over there as well.
I know. All right then, Janice, thanks for sharing, sweetheart. Jude, so you've had to cut your mum off, right? So mum, I'm feeling, has got some personality traits there that are actually getting worse as she's getting older. And, you know, it's not healthy. You've cut her off. We're attached to our mums by a silver cord, right, in our solar plexus. So sometimes we need to do what we're called cord cutting, right? The cord cutting has to come at the same time. So you cut it essentially on the energetic thread that it's on. And if it's supposed to reconnect again, which it will do because it's your mum, then at least we can reconnect this on a different energy. All right. But it's okay to have space between you and your mum, right? If your mum is being that, like that, she doesn't, you came into life from your mum, but she does not own you, right? She doesn't own you, right? You are a separate entity on your own. And I'm feeling, Jude, that you've not been allowed to be that separate entity. Mother who wished me dead, I don't have kids, right? Wished you dead. Yeah, that's something that's said out of fear, right? But I've just had a couple of calls this morning about narcissistic people, right? And, you know, some disastrous effects that happen as a result of it. Jude, there is no shame in it, right? Instead of cutting off, the cutting off part is the cord, right? But going by here with the cards that I've got, it's the you've got to be allowed to be your own person, right? So you've distanced yourself, right? Distance. Take a step back, right? She's playing Monopoly and you want to play Cluedo, okay? So you take your pieces off the board and you whop the Cluedo board out and shout, anybody want to play my game, right? If they don't want to play your game, I can't see that with it. That's basically in Scottish language, it's that's fine. See you later.
It's Suvlesti in Romany.
It's who? Say that again.
Suvlesti.
Oh, right. Well, one of those as well. Yeah, we'll put them in the bag too. Right. So it's healing, Jude, right? Nourishing yourself, giving yourself time to get back up. It's your mum, for goodness sake. But I think there's a conscience involved here. Sometimes you can't do something about everything. And it's learning to understand that as a woman and a human being. Actually, we can't. As much as we want to, we can't. Okay? We can't. Any further advancement on that, guys?
Yeah. Can I very quickly add and then on to John, just while I want to say it. I don't think Jude is strong enough right now, and I think Jude owes it. You know, you've got to take care of yourself first of all. And I feel that the back and forth, the uncertainty about it. Go on.
Jude is strong enough right now. She's strong enough to make that detachment, right? That's called self-preservation.
How can we get her from the wavering that she had earlier with her comments then? Can you help me take her to the next place along to do that, but to not have that wavering? What do you suggest?
Well, it's difficult for him to not have, basically trying to develop the traits of a psychopath in some situations, as opposed to, you know, you've got empath and psychopath, right? But I've got a great dad. And although that I've complained about him throughout the years, right, he's been instrumental in being able to upload to me in certain situations, right? And sometimes we just need that voice of upload and interpretation that kind of makes the mind go, that's what it is, right? So create a box in your head, Jude, right? And think of it like a toy box. And there's lots of toys lying around this box, right? You want to get those toys, put back in the box and shut the goddamn lid. Some skeletons don't need to come out the closet, right? And that includes a lot of the emotional stuff that you're going through. Of course, it's going to hurt. Allow yourself to hurt. Allow yourself to heal. It's a real thing, right? Put a lot of that baggage in that box, you know, in your head. Shut the box and tell your mind, instruct your mind that it's not having any bearing on the future. Basically, right, whatever's happened is unpacked their bags and they've taken up residence in your mind, all right? And it's called a toxic relationship. And they happen not just with romantic relationships, they happen also with family relationships. A mother that's maybe been too afraid to be in her own, right, and has tried to control her child too much. It turns like this, doesn't it? Claire, can I say you've also had experience of this?
Yeah, and I think that with Jude, I think it's about needing to do work on yourself so that you're certain of your next step. My grandmother always said to me, you know, if you take a next step with trepidation, then of course you're going to fall. So I think it's about self-confidence, self-belief. So maybe I'm feeling, what is it we need to take away from Jude's life or add to Jude's life that's going to be those pillars of support, you know, those things that are put in place so that there is no stumbles. I worry about
good female friends, probably. right?
Yeah.
Every woman needs 5 probably different types of friends. My nan would say you don't tell everything to one person because that puts them into a position of power. So your mum has probably been in that position in your life and you've shared a lot with her, so it's difficult to come away. It's like an addiction, like a dependency, a codependency thing. You've enabled your mum, right, in a weird way. But the mother-daughter connection is actually one of the toughest connections that we ever have to deal with in our life, right? Because, you know, you're a super improved version of your mum. What can I say, Jude? All right? What can I say? And they don't like that, right? A lot of mums don't have the capacity of understanding that when they have a daughter, right, the daughter's going to be the, and it's good to honor that, right? She's going to know more than you. She's going to stride that much further than you did. That's not a reason to be jealous and lash out. That's a reason to be proud. So it's kind of like an oppositional response or reaction to a situation that should be quite natural in the whole scheme of evolution of the whole family life.
And the most natural human emotion of jealousy of others doing well, especially if we're in their shadow and we should have done better than them because we're elder.
Well, I don't really understand the emotional jealousy, I've got to say. It's one that's escaped me all through my life. I've had plenty of people jealous of me, and a lot of their reactions, I don't understand why that would be, but maybe not being jealous, maybe we attract people into our life that are overly jealous, right? It's that opposites thing, isn't it? 2 sides of the same thing.
Yeah, I said this yesterday, and then I'll let you talk, John. Sorry. What I said yesterday is I think that jealousy for anybody with someone else's success is fleeting. It's whether or not they continue with that jealousy, whether they let it go, or whether it's a normal human emotion, or if it becomes more narcissistic.
It does, I think, if we don't notice it to begin with, and we're hoping that we're wrong, so we carry right on, don't we? Yeah, we then get that, I'm going to break it. Do you know, if in doubt, Jude, this works wonders, can I just say? Right? The old dairy milk. I can hear Ben coming now, and I'm just bragging about the big bar of dairy milk.
Oh,
yeah.
That'll be gone by.
John's jealous.
Hello.
No chocolate.
He's upset because he's got no chocolate. I'm going to go back there when you do that.
Right.
God damn it. The jealous is like, she, honest to God.
I will just talk amongst ourselves, won't we, John?
I feel like it's walkout here, right? Everything's happening, but it's okay. I've got the chocolate. I think if we're empathic and we've skipped past it because we hope that we're wrong, of course, as a child, we want to naturally please our mum. Right?
Lots of support for Jude there, lots of support.
We want to please our mum, but mum's not rewarding positively and enforcing that support, right? She's actually gone the other way, hasn't she? She's actually rewarded Jude with nasty or not very nice behaviour by the sounds of it, or being unappreciative and always wants more, like a spoiled child. Oh, Chantel says, oh my God, my inbox was open. Right, I thought that sounded a bit strange because mine went off in a different. If you need a rant from someone new, I've been there, hun. Thank you, Chantel. Jude, there you go. Loads of support for Jude. Honestly, Stephanie's saying hi, Ben, who's just gone off to put the kettle on. Jude saying not really eating at the moment because I keep throwing up. Right, that's anxiety. So 80% of the brain cells are in your stomach. Right, but here's a tip, Jude. Right, and it's a life-saving tip, and it's very, very simple. When we get anxious or stressed, our breathing shortens. Our mind then thinks we're going without oxygen, right? So the way to go in the side door with this is you get a paper bag, give it a name if you want, but keep it on. You keep it in your bag, keep it in your pocket, keep one next to the bed, right? And I would say at the moment, I would prescribe three times a day, you take 3 breaths in and out with this paper bag to get the oxygen into your system. Once your brain knows that you're not going to keep it short of oxygen, it should stand down. And the eating should start to resume a little bit better.
Can I say as well that within the next 2 weeks on my brand new website and in the magazine that both of you guys are going to be in, there is going to be an article by in the Wellness Nook with the Snook, Lynn Snook, on the relationship between post-traumatic stress syndrome and eating disorders.
Yes. Well, the part of eating on the side of the brain right? Ask me. It's just because I've worked with people with anorexia and bulimia, and I learned. You remember there was a while back in the papers about drilling a hole in the side of your head to release the pressure. You know, if you right. I found out that the eating part and the part that deals with moods, if you want to call it, actually is right next to each other in the brain. So that's quite consistent when you're anxious about not being able to eat properly or overeating, as the case may be. So, like I've said to various clients before, and Claire knows actually that what the kind of clients that I've had beforehand, over the last few days, is that first things first, Jude, is we must do self-preservation, right? About you're a spiritual being in a human body, right? But we've got to protect the body, otherwise the spirit will want to release itself, right? And you know what I'm talking about here. So we have to make sure that we protect that. So it's like, I would call the doctor, okay? I would go ask for counselling. And I've done this 3 times myself before in my life, can I tell you? Once when my daughter died, right? And can I tell you that when I went back for counselling for my mother-daughter connection with my own mother, I'd forgotten I'd been for counselling the first time. That's how traumatised I was, right? Until I was walking down the corridor right in the same place, and I realised that I'd sat in that room before. I mean, that's what you call trauma, when your brain hides it, from you. I'd even told them I'd never been for counselling before, right? My brain had hid it. So I would ask for counselling to help process, right? Out with your normal people that you would normally do. Because let's face it, sometimes people round about us, I'll just tell you what you want to hear, right? You need somewhere to get rid of everything in there to process and vocally get it out. Another way of doing that is journaling. I found quite useful. I feel like I've taught the hind legs off a donkey, and I'm probably boring.
I'm going to let John talk, but I was just going to say that I think that one of the reasons that the magazine's coming together is because one of the reasons we're together here today is because we're trying to help people, and sometimes we can't do it always on our own. So exactly what you say about the counselling link and everything else. But one of the reasons we're also doing this marathon live, guys, is because if you're a follower on Lara's page, but you're not a follower on John's page or my page, then come and follow and like our pages, because we link up to each other's pages.
Well, not just that, we can't see the comments, right? There's times when people say, can't you see my comments? I'll message them. We're like, no, we eventually worked it out. And unless you like and follow the page, we can't see your comments.
I had a lady that messaged me the other day, and it's funny when you work with somebody and you don't realise things. And basically, Spratty, you had completely changed this woman's life with a message. And, you realise these things. And I realised that sometimes people come to us,
I know.
And we have to pass them on to who they're needed to. So some might need a particular medium, a particular clairvoyant. And we only work, guys, with people that we love, don't we? And so if you guys followed Spatty's page, if you're watching here on Lara's, then what you'll do is if you set your phone to our device to notifications, you can find us all live, and you can follow us. And we've got a show coming up, haven't we, guys?
We have. But Lynn was saying, you mentioned, Lynn, there's a on Instagram, Rose X Fitness this Friday at 7 p.m. Right? Yes. You get out, you go out for a walk. I've got clients, because I coach people as well, do life coaching and business coaching and that. But I have clients who are ex-rugby players and stuff. Like, I've got one of my clients is a world champion female rugby player, right? And she hit a brick wall when she stopped playing professional rugby. And so you learn after that the physical, to align everything, we need to get up, develop a spiritual practices, but own personal practices of going for a quick, maybe a 20-minute walk even in a night time before you settle down with your cup of hot chocolate before you go to bed, right? And it's redirecting it, really bringing alignment into it's not called mind, spirit, body for a reason, is it?
True.
I mean, we were talking yesterday about, you're eating you're literally troughing 24/7 if you're not sleeping.
True. Do you know what? I'm sitting here laughing at myself. I'm sorry. I'll probably look like I'm not listening. I really am. But I'm sitting here with my little china cup, right, and saucer. And I've just poured Diet Coke in it.
No. Well, I'm upset because I haven't got my Mandalay cup and everyone's disappeared like I do with another cup. You tell Ben, tell Piper to text Rich and ask for another cup of tea. Oh, no, she hasn't got his number. Oh, well.
well, Ben's got the number, but he's gone back up the stairs. Often eating disorders with mother daughter.
Disappeared.
Look at that, Sarah Taylor. Thank you, Sarah. The eating disorders through the mother-daughter relationship. Anorexia is like a spiritual cry for space and independence from a mum with boundary issues. My therapist explained that if we reject food, it is rejecting nurturing and a cry for help for the mum to notice. It is all subconscious. I have body dysmorphia, so I know how it feels to feel uncomfortable. Does that include overeating? Because that's where I was before.
I think it's both types. It might be Snook, who's written the article on it, actually. I think she's commenting as well. And she's worked with a lot of people sort of trying to address this very issue. And it wasn't something that I was actually read up upon. But when I looked at the article that's going to be in print, absolutely amazing. Really, really good.
Sorry, I'm laughing at these comments. There's obviously people in here from my page who know I normally just drink out the bottle. I've been very posh today. I'm going to even have a little finger. Look.
That's very nice. I slurp when I have my tea.
Yeah, someone actually thought I was drinking too.
So well with a mug.
Says, I'd so date John Spratt. Any lady that would needs. I can't read the rest of that. Could you read it?
Where
is it? Yeah.
Which one are you trying to read?
Go back up to, really seriously, go back up to Jude's.
Is that, I'd so date John Spratt, any lady that would need tenner knickers because he makes you laugh so hard. You would
need your tenner.
There goes the G-string. Right,
that's
just
John's. That's not to do with anyway.
I'm just texting there for a cup of tea. Hey, I did find my old phone while I was clearing out my photographs, though. Oh, hold on, that's it. Do you remember these?
Oh, that reminds me of Hyacinth's bouquet with a slimline telephone in it.
A Bang & Olufsen telephone that operated TV and I just got a banana at the party again. I'm going to try and get it working. If not, I can spend the kids with it.
This is going to be hilarious. You're going to do some funny things like that. Right, come on, let's do a couple of readings before we need to skip page. It's 20 minutes into this, right? And right, Jude, we did pick some cards here before. I didn't see a cat in there, I've got to say, right? But let's just see. Yeah, get a cat. Get a cat, Jude. There we go. Get a cat. Right, next. Who else are we doing?
Just get
a
oh, Sharon Gardner, wash your mouth out.
We're only on the first page, guys. We're not even a third of the way through this.
Davina loves hyacinths. I used to call my Richard like that. Claire, you've got a Richard. You're going to need to do a hyacinth, aren't you? A funny video, you know. This is a respectable slimline white telephone residence.
John, can you do an impression of her?
Sorry?
Sorry?
Do an impression of Hyacinth Bouquet.
Right, Richard! That's what you're going to have to shout for Richard. That's it. That's it.
I was dragged up far too well for that. I only know certain expressions such as, get out of my pub!
That know EastEnders.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Right, Davina, love Hyacinth as well. My grandmother was just like Hyacinth Bouquet, honest to God. It was permanently hilarious like that. Well-spoken, well-to-do, right? She would talk to, like, shout through to my grandfather like that. It was hilarious. I think that's why whenever I want to feel comforted, I go onto YouTube and go through the keeping up appearances videos and that and have a snigger to myself, honestly. Okay. So what can you do out there, guys, to put a smile on your face and make you feel like great if you're having a blue day? Listen, we'd love to see all the suggestions because we all learn from each other, don't we?
I'm not having a blue day. I'm having an orange day.
I hope you don't pick up the wrong one to drink. That's what I'm thinking. That's
We're going to do a message for someone.
Oh, John, he's moving in. He's moving in. Here we go.
Man, shut up, you two. Spratty's coming through.
Well, parting of the Dead Sea, right? We're parting.
Can we just ask him?
Please. Chantel Claire has said, please, can I have a card? And I'm going to pull Chantel a card because...
She was the first one on as well, wasn't she?
I don't know. I'm just going to pull her one. Because she asked. Here we go, Chantel. A little cheeky old card for you. We've got the hangman. The hangman's all about standing, waiting for something, okay? So I feel there's something that you're wanting to be moving into. There's something that you've got pulled off. It's not quite time to be pushing forward. I do feel like this is a new work idea. So there's a new work idea that you've got rolling around in your head at this moment in time. As I say, you're not too sure if you should or you shouldn't, but this card's saying to you, it's now time to start thinking about something. You need to start putting your plans into actions, okay? You've been holding yourself back and you're just, there's this fear of change, okay? Your third and final card there is the Tower, and the Tower is all about things needing to start cooling down. Things need to start coming down, okay? So pulling the three of these cards in together here, they're telling me that there is a change coming regarding a work situation, okay? And it would be something that you're more inclined that you want to be doing, all right? Take the love. Thank you very much. Mwah.
It's funny because you said I've got the hangman. I thought that's a clock. It's a clock. I know. That's a very interesting card. That very good.
Hangman, the hangman to me is always like it's a real karma card, isn't it? Like, just wait, bide your time. You've been doing all the crap lately. Here comes the good. You just need to hold on.
Absolutely. With the hangman card, I always imagine it as well, like somebody in the middle of a swimming pool treading water, but not swimming to any destination either side. And you're using up so much energy doing that. It's about letting go. And like we always say, following your signs and things. As Lara's stuffing her face, shall I do a card?
Go for it.
How rude. I'm going to go down. Now then, I don't know who to pick. So whoever would like to come next, just send me a nice message and we'll just go for, let's have a look. Have a look. I don't know this lady, so let's pick her up. I can't pick it. It was a Lorna Azurk.
Ozturk, yeah.
Have you seen Lorna before? I don't think we've had Lorna before.
I've seen her on my lives before. I think I've read for her before. Yeah, I recognise her name. Ozturk.
I don't think that I've read for you, Lorna, so I'm going to pick some cards for you today and see if I can fill up your time with something useful rather than our banter and my tangents, shall I, today? So, Lorna, for you, what I see from your cards is what a long way you've come in actually a short period of time. And one of the messages that I've got for you today is don't think because you made such good progress in the beginning that because it's slowed down now that you're losing time. You had enough time in the beginning, but I think that as far as finances are concerned, you're lying to yourself. So are you perhaps spending money on things that you shouldn't be? Making it okay for certain things and ignoring it? Are you sticking your head in the sand? There's a sense with your reading here that I get as well, that if only I could get you to take responsibility for the things that have gone wrong that were your fault, then I think you build yourself up stronger. I see a grown-up waiting to come out, and it's one that I would definitely like to know as a friend. So the reason that I've chosen you today is I feel that you're somebody special who needs it brought out of them. So more self-belief, but your journey moving forward does appear to be a slow one over a slow period of time as well. So getting changes is slow. Hang on in there and just remember who you want to be, okay? There you go.
Fabulous. Guys, I'm going to end the broadcast because we're going to take a little bit of a mystery tour here.
Changed.
Oh, right, give us 5 minutes, guys. Stay where we are. Go and put the kettle on. Go for a wee, something like that, right? We are going on a little journey to, who are we going? Are we going, is it John next? Claire next?
You want me to go next?
Right then, Claire, you go for next, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go next. I've just got to work out how to do it very quickly. So I think we're going to bring a little surprise guest on as well. If somebody answers a text message, we'll see if we can get anyone to pop in and say hello. So absolutely.
Okay, we're foursome. We're having a foursome.
Yes.
Oh. Right, John. I think we need to have a wee chat behind the scenes here, don't we?
We do. Where are you going to dress, Claire? And we'll have a wee chat.
Guys, It's been amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed doing this. We've had loads of great feedback and that. It's like a big family. So let's just grab your coat, get your bag, get your car keys, right? Jump, go for a wee, go for, make a cup or whatever.
Car keys?
Visit Claire's house.
Your car keys? What, am I putting them in a bowl?
Went to a party where they did that, and she tried to drive her barefooted, and she couldn't even drive. But she did go to a party like that once. Yeah, it's not what I do; it's what I've heard. I've heard a lot in my lifetime.
You do understand what we're talking about, don't you? I know. I don't think
about the bowls, where people used to put their keys in the bowls. Yeah, in the 60s.
Different partners. So you pick up somebody else's.
My friend went to a party that was actually a policeman's party, not knowing, seeing the keys in the bowl, and said to my father, "Holy shit, I didn't know it was this kind of party."
God,
yeah.
What? She must have been mortified.
No keys were harmed in the telling of that tale, of this tale.
Wow. Nobody was harmed in the making of it either, hopefully.
Clear something up there, guys, as well. Now, the other week on our live, we did talk about burying bodies and about hitmen. And I just wanted to say, because obviously this is live and
I was going to say, don't tell them, because you'll tell them when they come to your page.
No.
Find out what happened to the dead bodies with the party with the keys in the bowl, guys. Right? We'll be back in 5 minutes. Bye.
Bye.